David, how difficult is it going to be for the Biden administration to continue to stand as strongly with Israel when you're going to, we can expect as this gets underway, have people expressing concern about the fact that Hamas is using these hostages as human shields and using civilians as human shields?
I don't think that's going to deter the U.S. Reportedly, at least 20 of those hostages are U.S. citizens or dual U.S.-Israeli citizens. So we have a major concern about them. I'm sure that Secretary Austin is speaking to the Defense Secretary of Israel about that. Maybe they're also planning a joint operation. The way that the two exceptions to the view that the U.S. is not going to be involved with boots on the ground are, one, if we have to provide some special forces to support rescue operations for those hostages, and two, if Hezbollah opens a northern front in Israel. Hamas is using the hostages as human shields. We know that. That was intentional. It's why they took the hostages. So it's going to make the land invasion into Gaza more difficult, but it's not going to deter the U.S. or Israel.
Frank, senior State Department officials, Defense Department officials say there will be no American boots on the ground here. Is that the right call?
We need to do what has to be done to rescue and repatriate these Americans. And if that means cooperating with the Israelis on actually taking action, then that's something that needs to be on the table. But let's be clear, hostage rescue is among the most complex military operations that exist. It's not something that traditionally is left to conventional forces. It's generally a special operations mission. Urban warfare is among the most complex matters in all of warfare. Now we've got these two put together in probably one of the most difficult places to fight in the world, the densely populated three-dimensional battle space with underground tunnels. This is going to be among the most complex military operations ever undertaken.
We're seeing some reporting beginning to bubble up that there are 4 U.S. carrier strike groups at sea with the deployment of the USS Eisenhower expected to head to the Israeli coast. How much pressure is the administration going to be under to use those resources, David, should this start to get dicey?
I think they will only use those resources if Hezbollah attacks in the north, because that would be really taxing on the Israeli Defense Forces to also have to confront Hezbollah. And we would be well equipped to do airstrikes on Hezbollah. And I think that's likely what the U.S. involvement would be if there is any U.S. involvement. Other than that, the presence of the military there is just to show support for Israel and to make sure that no other countries get involved, particularly Iran.
Thank you, David. We are out of time. Appreciate